This July and August, 206 different countries sent more than 10,000 athletes to Paris to compete in the 2024 Summer Olympics, continuing a near 3,000-year tradition that dates back to ancient Greece. Many of the sports that crossed your television screen are that old too: running, jumping, and throwing events, boxing, wrestling, and more. But ever since the advent of the modern Olympics in Athens, Greece in 1896, the list of sports played on the world's greatest stage has been on the rise. Many of those new sports have come from the United States. In total, 12 different sports, and this summer's Olympic Games in Paris originated in the United States, and one more will join the Olympic program in 2028 when the Olympics head to Los Angeles, California. Everybody knows baseball is America's pastime, but it was actually invented in England. What wasn't is softball. Softball, which first appeared in the Olympics in 1996 and returned 4 years ago after a 3 games absence, was first developed in Chicago in the late 19th century under the name indoor baseball. One of the first examples of a softball was a ball of yarn bound in leather. It wasn't until 1907 that the sport's first rulebook was created by Albert Spalding, and it wasn't until 1926 that the name softball was even adopted. The International Softball Federation is now headquartered in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Another variation of a popular American game is flag football, evolved from American football by American soldiers during World War II. The first ever flag football game was held at Fort Meade in Maryland, and the sport will make its Olympic debut in 2028. The only major global sport to originate in the US is basketball. The first game of basketball was played in Massachusetts in 1891 with a soccer ball and 2 peach baskets for hoops. Interestingly enough, volleyball was also founded in Massachusetts around the same time, and it was because William G. Morgan, the physical director of the Holyoke YMCA, wanted to develop a game for businessmen who found the new craze of basketball to be too physically demanding. When the sport was first invented, it was called mintonette. In the 1930s, Californians took volleyball outside and to the beaches. Beach volleyball was added to the Olympics in 1996. Lots of Olympic sports have emerged in California, particularly during the 1960s and 70s. These include BMX freestyle and racing, mountain biking, skateboarding, and the triathlon. The through line with each of these sports is experimentation. For example, skateboarders experimented by attempting tricks and riding in empty pools. Before long, skate parks were built. Then BMX freestyle developed and people took their bikes to the skate parks. Other interesting American sports that appeared in the Olympics include artistic swimming, or synchronized swimming, in which swimmers perform a dance routine to music while in a pool, and trampoline, in which competitors perform acrobatic movements in the air after rebounding off a trampoline. This summer, breaking, more commonly known as breakdancing, made its Olympic debut. Breaking is an improvisational, creative, and energetic form of dance performed in a battle setting in which dancers try to outdo each other with increasingly elaborate footwork and athletic moves drawn from gymnastics and martial arts. These include freezes and head spins. Breaking emerged in New York City during the late 1960s and early 1970s and gets its name from the DJing strategy of cutting breaks, pioneered by DJ Kool Herc. Cutting breaks is when you play 2 records breaks, in which the main rhythm of the record is removed side by side, switching in between them so as to prolong the break, during which the dancers aim to impress with their breakdancing moves. Some of these moves started to make their way into mainstream culture in the 1980s when popular artists such as Michael Jackson adopted dance moves like the moonwalk. In 2004, breakers were even invited to perform for Pope John Paul II at the Vatican.